Hello everyone, welcome back to our Procreate tutorial series. In today's video we are going to see how to export our drawing, and then later we are going to see this panel, the adjustment panel. It's a series of very useful tools which we're going to see in a minute. So first of all, in the last episode we completed our artwork. It's very cute, very beautiful. Now we are going to share it. By sharing it, it's basically exporting it. We have a few different options. We can share the image, so the whole thing, as a Procreate file. We can share it as a PSD file, although I do not recommend it because the transition from a Procreate file to a PSD files tends to create a little divergence in the lighting. The PSD files tend to be slightly more yellow, and I really do not like that. We have the option to export the file as a PDF file, then also as JPEG and PNG, so as pictures, which is what we are going to do. We are also going to share the image as a TIFF file. We can also share every layer as a PDF, PNG, animated GIF, PNG, or animated MP4, and so on. So first of all, we are going to export our artwork as a Procreate file. Alright, now that we've done this, we can save this to files, and you choose whichever folder you want, of course. Perfect. Now that we've saved it as a Procreate file, we can export it as a picture, so either JPEG or PNG. I recommend choosing PNG because with JPEG, quality tends to be lost. We can save the image and it will be automatically saved to our gallery. Now that the picture has been saved, we can also see the share layers possibility. We can share the layers as a PDF, which means each layer will be a different page of a PDF. Or we can share each layer as a separate PNG files, which is particularly useful for video editing. If we are drawing assets that we are going to use in an animation, this is very useful. I personally very much recommend it. We can also share the layers as an animated GIF, which we're going to see right now. It's loading. As you can see, it's not really that good, but imagine each layer is a different frame of an animation, and it gets very interesting this way. We are going to see how to create an animation in a later video. Alright, we are going to cancel this because it's not really that useful. The animated PNG, MP4, and so on are basically the same as the GIF. So right now we are going just to export this again, but as a JPEG file, which takes up less space, but as we recall, tends to lose quality. Alright, now that we've exported our artwork, let's go back to our gallery and let's just import the picture we've just exported, preferably the PNG one. Alright, there it is, our little kitten. And what we're going to do now is play around with the adjustment tools. Let's start with the first one, hue, saturation, and brightness. We can adjust the hue so it looks a bit more alien, although it does have certain aesthetic to it. I recommend not to mess it up too much. Saturation, of course. It looks good with a little more saturation on it, actually. And the brightness. Of course, you can adjust them however you want. You can also choose the pencil option, which means only certain areas will be affected. As you can see here, let's select a brush that's a little more clear. So we are going to choose an inking brush. See how this is being modified in just certain areas. Okay, as you can see, it's a very useful tool for editing. And the pencil option is available for, almost every option on the adjustment panel. Alright, we have color balance, so we can regulate the various colors and the hues here. Alright, let's get it back. Now we have the curves, which of course Anyone who has worked with Photoshop or any other image editing program will know. We have different options, of course, and we can use them however we want. Alright, now we've got our color balance, the curves done, we are going to use a gradient map. We have a few gradients which have already been set. We can create new ones, of course. We can select the color, and of course we can select another, and if we click on the line we can select a third one, for example this. It doesn't look that good, but of course this is just to make you guys see how it works. You can also lower the opacity and the intensity of the gradient by sliding your finger across the screen left and right. Okay, let's get back to what we were doing before. Now that we examine the gradients, we can choose to see the Gaussian blur. The Gaussian blur basically is blurring. We can also choose the pencil option with this one. Let me just select it, okay. So you can see just certain areas are affected. And of course you can, if we go back to apply it to the whole layer, of course you can regulate its intensity by sliding your fingers left and right across the screen. Alright, motion blur is similar, as you can see here. You can also decide to apply it with a pencil, as we've seen before, like this. Let's go back. And let's see the perspective blur. This is interesting, as you can see here. It focuses on only one point. This is useful if you want to make a certain part of your drawing pop. Also the directional tool, which is good for motion in comics, for example. As you can see here, you also have the pencil option, and you can select directional or positional with the pencil option as well. Alright, let's go back. We have the noise option. As you can see, it's creating noise. We can adjust the scale, the octaves, and the turbulence. We also have the channel, which can be additive, single, or multi. We can adjust it to billows or ridges, and so on. There's many different options. And we have sharpen, which isn't really working that well in this case. You can also choose to apply it with the pencil tool, but that's just what Procreate does in this case. Most of these options have the pencil tool available. Now we have the bloom option, which is basically heightened lighting. Basically the areas that are lighter get even more brighter. As you can see here, it's not really that good right now. You can regulate the transition, the size, and the burn. Alright, don't exaggerate or else your picture will become basically incomprehensible to the human eye. Alright, after bloom we have the glitch, which is fun to do. You can see here, you can use it however you want. We have amount, we have the block size, and we have the zoom. We have wave, we have signal, and we have diverge. Perfect. Now we have half tones, which basically makes your drawings look like they've been printed on a newspaper. We have screen print, and we have, of course, the classic newspaper black and white look. Now we have chromatic aberration, which I personally find very interesting. Look at this. You also can displace it with your pencil. As you can see, I'm holding a point of the canvas with the pencil and then moving it to my liking. Of course, you have to be careful. We have blur, as you can see here, and transparency. This can be useful to confuse AI if you don't want AI to, you know, take inspiration from your drawings. We also have the pencil option here. Now we've seen Chromatic Aberration. We have the Liquify tool, which is also very fun. As you can see here, you can basically edit your drawings after you've done them. If maybe you got the proportions wrong, you can absolutely edit them later. So you have the push tool, the twirl right, which with view we just seen, the twirl left, we have the pinch. Okay, maybe that's a bit too little. We have the expand tool, we have the crystals tool, the edge tool. We can reconstruct after we've done, you know, this instrument will take everything as it was back when we started. We have the strength. We can reset with this button, of course. You can adjust the size of your tool, the pressure, the distortion. So you can see it's only available for a few tools, and the momentum. All right. So this is the Liquify tool, definitely very useful. And we have the clone tool, which basically means that you get to choose an area of your drawing and it will be cloned. All right, we've seen every tool from the adjustment panel, and this is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see any future videos.